Okay, so if you had a chance to hear the previous video, you got to hear the audio research reference 6 SE, not the reference 10. And it has about 158 to 160 hours. And the Mephisto has been on since, today is Wednesday night. It has been on since Monday night, non-stop. High bias setting, full throttle, transparent power cords, their cheapest power cords that are on their website. Some people ask me why, if I have hurricanes. I want to be able to understand, first of all, what the Mephisto is doing. I want to know what are the strengths and weaknesses of the amplifier. Okay, I want to know what it does on its own. And really, the only way to assess that is to put close to a stock power cord on the amplifier. Why not use other speaker cables? Well, the reason for that, guys, is because I'm not planning to replace my Odin speaker cables. That has been my go-to speaker cables, so I am used to hearing what they do. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep the Mephisto just with close to a regular power cord in order to hear the tonality, and then from there begin to improve upon power cords and all of that. Because let's face it, my speaker cables are not going to change, and I don't see myself changing out XLRs from the Valhalla 2s. If I do, it might be an Odin 1, but for now they're going to stay here. Okay, so the only variable that I could change for the time being was the power cord, because I have several of those. As I mentioned to you, what you heard before was a tube line stage with the Mephisto. The purpose of this video right now is to give you guys a taste of what the Mephisto does with the same power cords that I just mentioned, but now I have the Momentum HD preamplifier on, and I am using an AudioQuest Hurricane high current power cord on the Momentum HD preamplifier. Everything else remains the same, okay, from the previous video. Everything else. Nothing has changed on the Mephisto from the previous video from a few hours ago. The only thing I did was introduce the Momentum HD with a Hurricane power cord on the Momentum HD. So with that said, I'm going to try to play the same clips of the same three songs that I played earlier. I really don't know the volume level, guys, that I had it before. I'm going to make an attempt to have the volume on this at around the same volume as I did with the audio research, but it is very difficult because there's no digital readout on the Momentum, so I have to go by the gauge, by the needle, and all I can do is have an approximation, but you guys have the capability of turning your devices, your volume up and down to kind of give you a more or less the same volume level on both ends. I'm going to try to, but you're going to hear a different tonality. You're going to hear what the Mephisto can do in terms of changing immediately when you change one component. You're about to hear that right now. You're going to hear it. It's going to be a revelation, I promise you. But that's the point. Okay? So I hope you guys enjoy, and here we go. All right, I'm going to get ready. And let's hit it.
soul. If you want to leave this lonely hole, well, I won't play your game no more. When the colors fade out of this, when the colors fade, I'll go. And when the vaults are made, I'll not make more. When the vaults are made, I'll know. We were formed from a small set of emotions overground. Nothing here but a real set in motion. It's a thin line, it's a minor move. The pace is up to you, said it's up to you. And I'm so afraid of what I could lose. The way you used me, abused me. When you're in the mood, whose side are you on? Telling me that I'm the one you want, the one you want. But I already know you're leaving me. Yes, I already know. Already know. I'm fading out of view. You found somebody new, but it's hard for me to bear that someone else is by your side, someone else is in your life. Still there's no one like you, who wasted afterthought. But I can't escape.
Well, there you have it. I think you guys are able to tell now the transparency of that monster. And I try to do it as best as I possibly could with YouTube. It is quite a revelation in terms of the transparency of this amplifier, but there is a price to be paid. And I'm not even talking about the price of the amplifier itself. I'm talking about other things that I will have to disclose on a future video. Stay tuned. My next video will probably be this Friday. I am going to talk about more about the Mephisto, more about a couple of challenges. I'm going to talk about making improvements to your system as well. A couple of recommendations I have based on my own experience. And if you know anything about me, I don't go by magazines. I don't care about the magazines. I don't care about what they say. I don't care about what he said. I bring it here, I test it, and that's what matters to me. People that pretend to be they know it all, remember what I said. Ask them what they've had and if they have experience. You don't go buy a Ferrari, right, at the dealership and you are going to listen to what someone who's never had one, who's never owned one, has to say about it, right? You want to get feedback from those who've actually owned a Ferrari, can talk about the maintenance cost, can talk about what it means to have one, can talk about the pros and cons, right? That's the feedback you seek for, right? That's what you're looking for to understand what you're getting yourself into. All right, so a lot of people who have opinions about some of the components that I own, including the Mephisto, are people that, to be honest with you, they don't play at this level. They just have an opinion, and that's fine. You have to respect it for what it is. But I mean, how qualified can that opinion really be? Is it just hate because they can't really own something? Is it really hate because they just have they're that personality that they need to be the antagonist of the show? I mean, I understand there are antagonists in life in general. I believe me, I know the people like that exist. Okay, and I welcome them as well with the comments, and I'm very active on all the feedback I'm left underneath each video. But do understand that, and I do understand, by the way, that I can't please everyone. At the end of the day, what I want you all to do is just sit with me and ride. That's it. Pay attention. Listen to what I have to say with my own experience. I'm not reading a magazine. I'm putting it in front of you, and then from inside the room, I'm able to tell you my opinion based on what I hear here, which I know it's not a direct translation through YouTube and all of the devices that you guys are using. I'm letting you hear my comments from the inside, okay? And that's for you guys to take that and do whatever educated purchase or buy-in decision you need to make, okay? Remember that. At the end of the day, follow those people, whatever your hobby is, whatever that may be, whether it's audio, cars, golf, it doesn't matter. Get feedback from those who have done it, who understand it, who have had hands-on experience. Okay, that's the feedback you need. That's the one that counts. If it's a dealer, great. The dealer has it. They have played with it. They understand it. They can let you come over and hear it. They can talk about it at length. Great. Dealers do what they do because that's what they need to do. That's their job, their business, right? They're in to provide a service. I'm specifically talking about those people who love to give an opinion, and they have only seen this here on my videos or in magazines. They've never even seen any of this in person. So, but they have a strong opinion about it. And when you turn around and say, "What do you have?" Okay, cool, I respect your position. But that kind of answers everything else and kind of proves the point that you're trying to make, which is, I respect your opinion, man, but I don't know how qualified it is in reality for, in regards to what you're saying about what I own or what I like or I dislike. Right now I'm being very candid about the Mephisto. It is not the easiest amplifier to own by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm going to leave you all with that comment. More to come on the Mephisto. There's a lot more that we're going to be doing with it. And I will share my thoughts on other things, okay, to help you all make, the right decisions and with whatever you're trying to do. Good night.